Kicking things off with a super chat from Young Diggy, your preferred wide receiver duo heading into 2021, AC, MG, or CD. You guys can vote, by the way. Use the initials like Young Diggy did here. CD, AC is the route I am going. That is not a dig whatsoever on Michael Gallup. It's just I think those two guys are going to be wide receiver ones in the NFL this year. For Manny Boy 86, what's going on with McGovern? Hasn't played much since he was drafted, and there doesn't seem to be much progress from him. I thought he was fine, kind of starter-ish, low-end starter-ish from a guard position when he got pressed into duty this past year. The other side of it is that he hasn't been as good as the guys above him. He didn't beat out Zach Martin, and Connor Williams has outplayed him as well. So it's kind of a numbers game for McGovern. From Rafael Diaz Munoz, what traits does Kelvin Joseph lack that worries you from playing nickel outside of the experience? Look, I think it comes down to a fit, a role thing. I do think he could become a nickel for you. There hasn't been a lot of experience there. The length isn't great, but that's not a huge issue there in the end for nickel. He's mostly played outside, so that's my number one concern. In the end, I think experience is a big reason why. Plus, I think they drafted him to play the outside cornerback role. DD, should we trade Kelvin for PS2? But why would the Broncos do that? You have to move a first-round pick as well, and why would you do that? So the answer is no chance on that one, my friend. Alan Potter, who will be this year's surprise roster cut like Dan Bailey? The purpose of a surprise roster cut is that you don't know who it ends up being. But I got some names to monitor here. Anthony Brown, if Kelvin Joseph and Nahshon Wright and probably Reggie Robinson do all ball out, that could be a surprise one. CJ Goodwin, Cedric Wilson, they saved some money there. Tristan Hill's not that healthy. And if you want to go super surprise here, it comes down to health more than anything. If Greg Zuerlein's back ends up not being okay, that could be a surprise roster cut for the Cowboys. What I want you guys to do right now is try and guess it. Name a surprise roster cut for me right now in the comments section. This will be the pinned comment, by the way. So get the ad break here on YouTube, scroll on down, and get your votes in. Manny Boy 86, what's the easier fix for the Cowboys offense? Slow starts or red zone offense woes? I think having Dak back is going to fix the red zone offensive woe. So I'm going to go that one on that front. Unfortunately, this Cowboys offense started slow far too often. I don't know what the solution is on that one. From GOAT, if you could add any player to the defense, not Aaron Donald, good answer, who would it be? I kind of want to add like a Jalen Ramsey. I'm thinking about Minka Fitzpatrick here at safety. I'm thinking about insert edge rusher, one of the Bosos or Myles Garrett here. I think I want the number one corner, though. I'm going to take Ramsey of anyone. Gary Sanderson, should Dallas draft Justin Ross? Justin Ross is a massive question mark. Coming off the messed up back and neck. If the medical checks out, if the Cowboys lose Michael Gallup, yes, I have interest. Otherwise, it's probably going to be a no-go for me from that perspective. Young Nigga says, "To fly, Tom." Last one before I go. Fave show on YouTube. I appreciate that, Young Diggy. Make sure everyone watching right now, if you're not already, hit that big red button and subscribe. From DeLunatic, we go 2-1. First 3 games in shootouts. Defense worries you. Yes, it does because they're shootouts, but also I'm 2-1. So if the Cowboys start the year 2-1, that is a really, really great outcome. The beginning of the schedule, kind of like last year, is the toughest part. If they can open up the year 2-1, that's a really big deal and a great start for Dallas. Folks, the NBA draft is coming up on Thursday, and we here at Chat Sports will be live for every single pick, breaking it down before the major networks do themselves. So if you want to watch the NBA draft and have some fun with us, by the way, hit that big red button over at chatsports.com. Put the link in the comment section and the description for you guys. YouTube.com/chatsportstv. Kendrick 24, does Parsons have the potential to be as good as AJ Hawk? Yeah, Parsons' potential, again, it's potential, not guaranteed, he could be a top 5 linebacker. Like, that's what he could be a Devin White-style player if he develops and is used properly in Dallas. Alan Williams, what do you think of Jerry putting his ego to the side and blaming himself for the Cowboys failures of the past 26 years? Look, Jerry has blamed himself in the past, but, and I give him credit for that, there's a difference between, saying it publicly and getting the results in the end. So I applaud Jerry. I would expect nothing different from him. From Jacob, is McCarthy on the hot seat if the Cowboys start bad? Who takes over if so? No, I do not think if the Cowboys start bad, he's on the hot seat. I think if the Cowboys end the year bad, it's a very different conversation. But I don't think if the Cowboys start bad. Internally, it's Kellen Moore over Dan Quinn, by the way, folks. Tony Peters, my man, have you guys found the mac and cheese ice cream? No, we have not. They are still sold out. So I'm holding out hope we can still acquire some, Tony. The backup plan, my friend, and I promise you it will get done, whether it's this week or the week after that, we're going to make some mac and cheese ice cream, which I think might even be more disgusting. But I'm holding out hope to actually find the ice cream since, that's what the Super Chat was all about. But I promise you, I will consume it, whether it is good or bad. DM me on Twitter, by the way, Tony, at WhatGoingDowny. Elmatic7, was Jerry Jones wine drunk yesterday? No, he was not. He was just Jerry being Jerry. Dusty Rhodes, what safeties or corners would you like the Cowboys to draft next year? Yes on safety. Honestly, if Joseph or Wright play well, you don't need to draft a corner. Safety, my number one guy, man. Give me Kyle Hamilton. He's probably gone, but give me Kyle Hamilton. Safety, Notre Dame dude's a stud. He's a stud. Gerard Wheeler, why did ESPN list Neville Gallimore defensive end? I thought we might get a question on something along these lines. So background here on whatever NFL Live show ESPN does. This was their projected starting defense. DeMarcus Lawrence, Carlos Watkins, Tristan Hill, Neville Gallimore at defensive end, Leighton Vander Esch, Micah Parsons, Jaylon Smith, the linebacker, cool. Trevon Diggs, Kelvin Joseph at corner, Donovan Wilson, and Reggie Robinson at safety. ESPN sucks, just so we're all clear on that. This list might have more things wrong come week 1 than what they got right. The linebackers are right. 3 defensive line spots, a safety spot, and a corner spot could all end up being wrong. What a big-time yikes from ESPN. We here at the Cowboys Report will never put up that type of BS. We're not going to be that wrong. We'll be wrong sometimes, but on opinion stuff, not objective facts. So which is better? Type in E for the failing ESPN or type in C for the Cowboys Report. I hope it's C. I think it's C as well. Salah Jr., if Nahshon Wright looks good at one-on-ones, they start week 1. I mean, it's possible. I think the Cowboys are going to lean with Anthony Brown. And I'll make this note, too. Preseason is going to matter a lot more here. We'll have a good feel by that point once things start get going in the long run. As for who starts at corner, I think it's Anthony Brown. But I hope Wright earns a role for this team. From DeLunatic, agree with Brian Broaddus that Mike McCarthy is not a game changer. It depends on how many game changer coaches you have. But I would be more inclined to agree with Broaddus more so than say McCarthy's a true game changer. Like, I think of game changers like a Sean McVay, a Kyle Shanahan, maybe even a Brian Flores. I don't think McCarthy's in that conversation. DD, if Dak goes down again, trade for Deshaun Watson. No. A, is he going to be able to play? He allegedly assaulted a bunch of women. That's kind of a no-go for me, guys. Also, if Dak goes down again, your contract is still stuck with him. So the answer is no in like every single capacity. AJ Duran, how much do you think we will see Parsons on the line instead of linebacker based on what D-Law has said at camp? I'm not sure. I'm excited to see. I think what you will see is more of a 4-3 overlook where your strong side linebacker rolls down to play edge. And that fits really well for Micah Parsons. I don't think we'll see him that much, though, as a hand-in-the-dirt true defensive end, except for some packages in nickel downs. But I do think, and hope, by the way, Parsons plays some edges. That helps cover up his coverage issues that he's got as a young player. Now, do you guys think the Cowboys will end up winning a playoff game? Get your votes in for me. Type them in right now. 1 for yes, 2 for no. Hope the answer is 1, but let me know what you guys think in the comments section. Vincent Miner, do you think LVE will start? Again, it will be a linebacker rotation. You will see Keanu Neal, Leighton, Vander, Esch, Jaylon Smith, Micah Parsons. They're all going to play real snaps if healthy. But if LVE is healthy, yes, I do think that he will start for this Cowboys team. Grayson Swaim, would you feel better at the safety spot if Keanu Neal was playing safety instead of linebacker? Yes and no. I feel better about the depth, but I still have what I consider 1, maybe 1.5 true free safeties. With Donovan Wilson's emergence, my desire has been to find a true rangy single high guy. I don't have that even if Neal was back there at safety. He can sub in too if needed, but I'd still be searching for that instant impact dynamic rangy player. Cowboys fans, if you want more coverage, news, rumors, want to be a part of the mailbags, for example, hit that big red button and subscribe. That way you don't miss out on anything here going on around the Dallas Cowboys. Chris Snow, who was our next best head coach or coach in general? I think if you're talking like internal options, I've said this before and I'll say it again. I'm pretty sure, whether you like it or don't like it, that in the long run, Kellen Moore would be the internal promotion for the Cowboys if they were to go that route. You guys might not like that, and I get it, but I think he'd be the front runner in that area. Gary Sanderson, how much will Noah Brown play in the preseason? A lot. Guys fighting for a roster spot, Noah Brown, Sima Fehoko, Cedric Wilson, guys not named Cooper, Gallup, and Lamb. They're going to play a lot. Brown might be a preseason starter, quote unquote. He will play plenty this year, especially on special teams, too. Elmatic 7. If Jaylon is a surprise cut, would you go with Bernard or Gifford to go get a free agent? I would be stunned if Smith got cut. You save $0 by cutting him. So if it does happen, which means he just must suck, I'm going with one of the young guys. I think I'd lean Bernard if healthy. Hamstring issue right now. Could be an Anthony Hines. If I'm cutting Jaylon, it means that I'm going to play Leighton Vander Esch, Keanu Neal, Micah Parsons, and Jabril Cox plenty. I'm looking to go cheap at linebacker 5/6, and that's probably a UDFA like a Bernard, Gifford, or even an Anthony Hines. Spider-Man, what happens if Amari Cooper gets injured? You sub in Cedric Wilson or Noah Brown probably. Look, Cooper's been banged up in recent years, and he's still played in almost every single game. So because of that, I'm not that concerned. As we sit right now with Amari Cooper, I'd say check in around the Hall of Fame game when we'll know more.